Welcome to the install video of how to put a harness bar in almost any car. Almost every car, if not every single car, to put an aftermarket harness bar in, it's gonna be pretty much the exact same. If not the absolute exact same way. I've put harness bars in a bunch of different cars. They all go in the same way. So today we're gonna be putting this harness bar in my Subaru Forester. Now, first things first, when you're buying a harness bar, you either get a harness bar that is the right fit for your car. They sell harness bars. There's companies that sell harness bars that will fit your exact make, year, and model. Or what you can do, like what I do, is you can look up online, figure out what size the harness bars that are for your year, make, and model are, and then go get a harness bar that's that size. So for example, this harness bar here is a 49-inch harness bar. This will fit in my Forester. It'll fit in a Subaru wagon, a Subaru sedan. They're all pretty much the exact same, and you can be close within like ½ inch to an inch before it causes issues. Let's go ahead and unbox this and get it in the Forester. Let's see what we are dealing with. So this big long piece right here is going to mount to the top of your seat belts. These two rods will be going down to the floor. You have all your hardware. It's not worth for me to explain it right now why it's outside of the car. It'll be easier to explain when it's inside the car so you guys can actually see. So let's go put it inside the car. Here we are in the car. We're gonna first grab, this is our main piece. We'll unwrap it. This is our main piece. And this is actually backwards. So you want these little brackets to face up because your harnesses will run through here. Bolted to where your stock seatbelt bolts up here, and then it will also be bolted to the floor where your stock seatbelts bolt. And yes, you can leave the stock seatbelts in. You can have harnesses and seatbelts for both track and street driving, or you can take your seatbelts out and just use harnesses for the street as well. But you can keep the stock seatbelts in. Now this big piece will go to these up on the top. And then these rods will go from the big piece down to the floor like this. And they'll sit like this, kind of backwards, to meet their mounting points on the big piece. And then the last pieces it will give you are these end plates. Now these end plates, I'll show you, go slide into there, and then that is what bolts to the top of the seat belts. We're gonna go ahead and start on this. First, take your flathead. Pry open that. Normally you have a normal bolt here, but I guess this one's a Torx. All the ones that I've ever done have a normal bolt. That's the first Torx I've ever seen. And this is a Japanese car. That's weird for it to be a Torx. Normally European cars are Torx. I somehow had the perfect size Torx, but if you don't have a Torx, Allens actually work too. You can grab an Allen. That one's too big. That'll grab enough, and you can actually take it out with an Allen. But because we have the Torx, we're going to use the Torx just because that is the way that you are supposed to do it. That is now out. We'll do the other side real quick. Both sides out. Next, we're going to prep the bar by putting in these end plates. They go slide in between the slit like so, and you use provided hardware to mount them. You don't want anything tight when you're putting it together. You want to put everything together loose, and then when everything is on, then you tighten everything. So we have this on there loose. Very loose. And that's for adjustability. Throw this other side on real quick. Like so. Next is the fun part, which is trying to get this up here. we still got all the room in the world for movement. Get some of this out of the way. Now we move on to these bars. These bars, if you see this tab right here, there's a tab right here. This bar will go there, onto that tab, like so. And then the bottom will go to the bottom where the seatbelt mounts. You have it mount up here, and then it will go down and mount where the bottom of the seatbelt mounts. I had to pull my carpet back a little bit, and then once you pull the carpet back, there's a little hole right there where the bolt is. And mine is a 14 millimeter, so we're gonna go ahead and get that off. It ended up being a Velcro piece that held the carpet together, so I didn't need to pull it all the way out. But what our biggest issue is gonna be is getting it through there, because the seatbelt has to go through the top of this hole, but the bolt has to go through that hole. It's gonna be kind of difficult to figure out, but here's what we have. We have this to the outside of it, which will hopefully work. And then we took this off. This went behind this lock washer, but because we have the rod in there now, kind of acts as the same kind of washer. So we take this out so we have enough thread still to get back into the body of the car. Is one done? Down in there, bar comes up through that hole, and then we'll end up linking up with this. Now I have the bar propped up just so it's out of the way so I can sit up here further. We got to get that one on down there, and then we'll go ahead and set the height of the bar to the back of these, and I'll show you how to do that. Now that we have the bottom in, this is what we do on the top. We have this black bolt, this spacer that they provide us that will sit along that, and then we do another washer and a bolt on the edge of that. Do that on both sides. And I put them on the outside. You might think you go on the inside, which does make sense, but I put them on the outside because that is the path of least resistance. Now what you do is get the seat in a normal seated position, and you want this bar to be about level with these holes, because when you put harnesses on a car, you want the straps to be level. If straps come down, if you get in a car accident, you can actually pressure brake your back. So you want your straps to be as level as possible. Right there. Looks good to me. So now we got to do is tighten these up so these don't move anymore, and then we got to go through and tighten everything, and we're done. So I ended up trimming some of the plastic back so it all sits down nicer. You can do the same. I'm gonna get that little piece off. The piece is off. Now we got to do is, we tightened all the locking nuts. Now we got to tuck the carpet and everything back in, and then tighten everything else, and we're done. And then I made a cut on the carpet so it can fold around the bar. And there you go. Everything is tight. Thing is solid. Moves the whole car now. And that's how you install a harness bar. And when you're done, that's the wrong one. When you're done, these caps just go right back on, like factory. Everything's gonna look like factory when this is all done, besides you have now a roller coaster bar in here. Well, that is where we're gonna end this video. Hope that taught some of you and was information on how to install a harness bar in your car. Peace out, thanks for watching.